Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, "I'm bundling with Geico," or "Stop spying on me with those binoculars." If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now at 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
4 o'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. NOTAS is on the road today here live at T-Line Nashville. You've been hearing it all month that we're going to be out here on the 26th, and guess what? Today is the 26th, so we are here, 106 Duluth Avenue here in Nashville. Always a fun time out here on T-Line. Now, normally we're out here for Thursday night footballs, but those are all done now. So
thank God.
No Thursday night football, Bruno.
And America has once again found its sanity on Thursday, because Thursday night football was kind of like a cruel hypnotist joke to the American consumer. I mean, we all felt like we were obligated to watch it because we do love this game and we do love the league. But wow, it was honestly, it's like, it was torture. It sucked.
I like Thursday night football personally.
I don't.
Just because the product was bad, but that doesn't mean the actual product of it was bad.
What does that mean?
I mean, like, the brand of Thursday night football is fun. Just this season, there were some bad games.
This season, there were all bad games.
Not all of them.
There was not a good one.
There was some good games. There was a couple good games mixed in. They were mostly bad. Yes.
I would much rather.
You're negative today. It's negative Thursday for Bruno.
I would just much rather have watched Kyler Murray run around with the one song that's like than
Benny Hill.
The commentary.
Yeah. 615-844-5600. If you want to jump out here with us on the phone line, we want to talk to you. You can also come check us out once again live here at T-Line. Come challenge Bruno for his dojo. There's plenty of space down there. We can definitely make that happen. I don't even think we need a mat, really.
No.
I'm
fine with it.
Yeah, just come on out. 106 Duluth Avenue here in Nashville. Also with us here, Patton Cook. He's in, I was about to say in studio, but I guess it's in T-Line with us. How are you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. I appreciate you guys having me out once again. I didn't know if we were going to keep doing this, so when you texted me, I was like, oh, heck yes. I get to
just always do it.
I get to be with the afternoon guys.
Can we just always do it?
Why not?
I mean, I just want to always do it. And then also back in our Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios, Devlin McKenzie. Devlin's off to a bad start today. Already kind of popping off at the mouth, having a little too much fun. He's in the studio alone, so
We're
he
gonna
gets
have
a
to
little.
send that kid back to the sweatshops.
Oh yeah, which is Ohio.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah, there he is.
what's going on?
That's just, I mean, coming in like an Ohio person would, you know. That's really what it is. Just full-fledged excitement. That's Ohio excitement right there. If it's not a crash derby or something like that, nothing really gets the blood going for Ohio people.
There's nothing going on in here, man. It's just I'm looking at empty chairs. It's depressing. You guys leaving me. But that T-Line food is fantastic, so you guys are in a good place.
Absolutely. Very excited for that. Once we're done with the show, we're going to be grubbing down on the delicious food here at T-Line. Devlin, I know Devlin was watching the game last night, Grizzlies and Golden State. Bruno, did you get it all enthused in that game last night?
No, the game runs too late, but I do know Golden State ended up edging out Memphis, and Memphis has yet to win since Shannon Sharp really, I guess, stole the limelight away from an NBA game.
It kind of feels like that. It really kind of feels like that. I don't know if that was like this vector point or something. That's
I did see Steph Curry. It's so funny when you you make your star player so mad he gets himself ejected by your decision because someone took such a bad shot. He threw his mouthpiece and got ejected.
How many times is this guy going to throw his mouthpiece at somebody and get in trouble?
Yeah.
Is it 3 times now, Pat? And you already have that stat ready to go?
He is 3 for 3. All of his ejections have occurred via throwing his mouthpiece.
That is a really interesting way to get ejected. And he hums it. That thing is flying out of his mouth when he has that whatever issue. And this was his own teammate. It was his own teammate that made him all upset just because he didn't pass the ball to him.
Yeah, we need to get Memphis out of the Western Conference. There's no reason they should be playing till 11 p.m. like 11:30.
I do agree with that. It is those California start times are nightmares. Really, we should just get rid of the West.
Of the country?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just
unmanifest destiny.
Yeah, exactly. Just try to figure out a way, because
we have the means to eliminate this what you're to take out what you're talking about.
Well,
I just don't know if we can.
I think the Earth is going to handle that one there for at least some of that part of the country. I mean, they're just a ticking time bomb over there with the fault design out there, the San Andreas fault. I mean, it's just going to happen. But yeah, you're right. Games that start that late don't do it. I don't care if nobody there cares about that sport or any sport. You know what I mean? Any team in LA, they don't care.
No, Los Angeles is a soulless, emotionless place devoid of values, morals, and frankly, fun.
Start the game at 4 p.m. there, because to them, who cares? It could start anytime. They could play at 10 a.m. The same amount of people would show up to those games.
Wait, Golden State's in LA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now they are.
Okay. Where were they before that?
Oakland.
Okay.
They're all in traffic anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're in traffic, or they're trying to be influencers. That's the only kind of people out there. It used to be the 49ers, not the team. I'm talking about like the miners, and I don't mean kids. I mean miners. Like real miners, coal and gold and such.
Prospectors.
Prospectors. Thank you. Now it's just people with cameras. It's a fake town. They have to pump water into the city from Vegas.
A lot of Hispanic people. They're also there.
Oh, okay. That's your lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Yeah.
I see influencers holding up Sony cameras that are like $12,000 to their face, saying, "What's up, guys?" That's just the first line of every single one of their videos, and it infuriates me. Hey.
I always love that a lot of people are like, LA is actually unlivable, but there are people that manage it and they're like, I will never leave this place. It's it's a disease.
Well, and
it's like New York people.
They think like every state between like, LA and New York is a flyover state. There's no other existence anywhere else in this country, and then now they're moving here to Nashville.
No, Nashville is going to be one of those places, sadly.
So back to my point, stop catering to their time zone. Just play off the Central and East. And then that way everybody's happy, and we don't have to watch, the Grizz playing at midnight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's my long-winded answer to all that. An amazing game though last night. I mean, Grizz obviously within 2. I got to say this. I don't remember. Devlin, you could jump in if you remember. Bruno, did I make a pick on that game? I know I talked about it.
I thought yours was going to be the Grizz on the spread.
3.5.
Yeah.
I didn't play it. I didn't play it.
No, you didn't.
But I did. Did I say it on the show? Because they covered.
You said I might.
Yep.
And I never pulled the trigger.
Did
did I?
cover?
You never locked it in.
They covered. It was 122 to 120.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, they covered. I had a whole point and a half to play with.
You didn't. You didn't make the call during the show. I remember.
But I pointed it out and said,
Yeah.
"Be ready." And that could have been a mental, like I'm calling it. I'm just saying I'm hot right now. That's really what I'm getting to. I'm like,
you are hot. You're not wearing a jacket. It's cold outside. You're hot right now.
Guns just absolutely huge today. A lot of energy going in here in T-line. Building is huge. It may not be big enough for me to walk in right now. You know what I'm saying? Too wide.
Yeah.
I'm just saying when Zach makes a pick, Bruno, turn the ears on a little bit. Turn the volume up a little bit in your headset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fall's Bruno's time, and I think the spring is like a spring egg or a spring flower blooming in the garden. That's Zach Williams.
Hey, midwinter right now. What do you mean spring?
Whatever. I don't know. Anything past January for me is a spring.
It's just all spring going forward. Yeah, so I think you're right. Bruno hibernates. You a big bear guy. You hibernate. You go in when it gets cold. Zach flourishes, and I haven't picked a loser this week, this whole week. Tonight, I'm gonna pick an absolute heater tonight, and bet on it. Mm-hmm. Bet on this one. Trust me on this one. Ride with me, because this is the thing. Something I'm learning more, and the Grizz are a great testament to this. I'm done with parlays. That's been my problem. Every bet I've ever lost has been a parlay. Every bet that I've ever won has been a straight. I'm fixing that about myself now.
No, I definitely have that issue too. I think that's how I got thousands of dollars in the hole first starting out. So those years were very much a learning experience. But now I've also persevered. I mean, one of my biggest bet ever was just a straight. You know,
and that's how it should be. Because now we start getting wise, and you put large sums on just one. You do. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I just pick them for everybody out there, so y'all can all get rich and tell me how rich you are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think as we start getting towards the weeks, because we're still going to do our Austin Hardy locks of the week, right? When we go to tomorrow, I think the thing I'm eyeing most that you guys cannot steal from me is Eagles-Niners under. I think that game's going to be a massive under game.
Look, hate this. I said that yesterday on the show.
I don't even remember.
Because I talked about how there's not been a 100-yard performance since 2021 on the 49ers.
Remember that.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I said just go ahead and prepare for the under because it's going to be two sides.
Well, then
chess matching.
That's fair enough. You can.
I might keep. You can keep that one but I like to quasi take that as one as well because I have the same idea.
You did that with Derrick Henry at the beginning of the year too. What was it? It was like
it was just his prop. Very first game of the year, he never hits his prop.
Under. Yeah.
Yeah, the under of his yards, and he didn't
I stole
hit
that.
Yeah, it was a guaranteed hit. And guess what we're going to do? Week 1 of the 2023 season.
I'm doing the under for every Derrick Henry game for the rest of his life.
Derrick Henry playing on the New York Jets because he's not going to be on the Titans next year, right? Like, I mean, I think we all kind of assume that. He's gone.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Why not? Get him out of there. Everybody wants to change.
I agree. I think the Derrick Henry time in Tennessee is over, but that's just me.
Patton just shook in his boots a little bit here and that as he's wearing a Titans hoodie right now. Could you imagine the Tennessee Titans without Derrick Henry? It's like saying the Titans without Eddie George, without Steve McNair.
My entire heart just split in two, Zach. Your comment there.
That's the truth. It's going to happen. Everybody thought I was a fool when I was saying maybe the Titans should trade for a wide receiver last year.
If Ryan Tannehill outlasts Derrick Henry, then we deserve hell on earth as Titans. That's all I'll say.
I think he's also gone. So be ready for that.
I think Derrick Henry in a package to try and get up in the draft for a young quarterback might be the move this season. If that's where because I've been thinking through the Titans conundrum. The Titans have to have one of the hardest offseason puzzles, I think, is what you can consider. The Titans are some teams have puzzles. I feel like the Titans have a Rubik's cube. And I think shopping Derrick Henry is our escape, especially because this is the most value he'll have. It's not going to go up at all. Like it is a ticking time bomb. So really,
last year was
we
the
should
year.
have done it
2 years ago.
Should have done it last year.
The offseason going into last season.
But then people were gonna. I could see the aversion to it because it's essentially AJ Brown 2.0. That trade where we're trading a piece of our heart or soul. I don't really align with that logic of thinking.
He's gonna explode. Like whatever team, if this does all come to fruition, right? And we're sitting here talking about Derrick Henry playing for the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know. I'm just picking a team. And you see Derrick Henry's going to have another 1,500-yard season probably. But it's what are you going to get for the longevity? What are you going to get for that 1 year for the next 5 years? That's the play that Rand Carthon has to be looking at right now. Because what's the lifespan of a GM? What's the real lifespan of a GM in the NFL?
They seem longer than head coaches. I'll say that
for sure. They get to hide. They don't have as much public scrutiny.
Yeah,
you get to stay in the ivory tower and not have to talk to the media.
Yeah, as the Colts have made their changes, they've had the same GM, I believe, for it had to been
Ballard.
7 or 8 years. Yeah, so
So I mean, they can. I think Carthon is look. Anybody, I get it. He's coming in. He's like, I'm a collaborator, and I'm going to do all these good things. I think he's going to be good for the future of the team. I think people are going to hate what he does to start. I still believe that because I don't believe that they just found a guy who's, one, been so headstrong and worked so hard going forward, in the NFL Accelerator program and all these different things, went out and tried to, went and found mentors who were the CEO of Lowe's, not even in the sports world, just finding CEOs of Fortune 500 companies to be their mentors or to be mentors for him. A guy like that isn't going to say, I'm going to sit back and just chill. I think he's saying that to appease right now. I think he's smart enough to know the Titans want somebody like that, but now you have the keys to the kingdom here.
Well, if he makes the quarterback move this year, That's something you can't second guess because that's essentially going to be the guy your entire career is based off of. Your very first GM job, that guy's going to be with you through the entire time, a 4 to 5 year span, right? A young quarterback. So you'd have to really, really, really like one of these young guys. So if you have any qualms with Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, I'm not going to entertain Will Levis and Anthony Richardson. I'm not going to do it. So those are essentially your two options if you're going to make a move there. I really do think getting value out of Derrick Henry, retooling the offensive line, and having Matt Nagy run his offense with Ryan Tannehill could have a good season. I'm not saying we would be Super Bowl bound or anything. I think Ryan Tannehill can. I think he's like a diet Patrick Mahomes, essentially. Yeah. That turns the ball over a little more. I think that's what Ryan Tannehill can be if he's not hurt.
Well, he's a diet Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Great value Tom Brady.
I think the Titans need to address. I think Mike Vrabel, which we're going to see how Mike Vrabel's going to prove to me how good of a coach he is. Because I can say I'm in the coaching space, but not at the level he is, all that. Mike, if your players are all hurt and you're standing up there at the end of the season crying and complaining, which is what you did. You're crying and complaining that they don't want to put forth the extra effort for you. We all say Mike Vrabel's guys play hard for him. If anything, they proved that they don't want to fight through injury for this guy because he is the Titan. Whatever the Titans are doing on a week-to-week basis, they're not taking care of vets. They're practicing too hard or whatever. There's a reason they're the most injured team in the NFL, and I don't think it's because the strength staff is making them squat different. I think it's a Mike Vrabel problem.
Yeah.
And I want to see how he adapts and how he changes. And if it's my way or the highway, that's great. You'll take that to your grave. That's great. If that's your way, that's your way. And you were coach of the year one year. So who are we to judge? But I'm just saying, if that could be the little difference, and you've surrounded yourself in this world of yes men, and you're the head guy, and no one wants to tell you what you're doing wrong, I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. You're not taking care of your vets. The fact that one of your biggest ones ever and a cornerstone of the Titans. Cornerstone of Titans culture, which was Taylor Lewan for a long time, can come out and say like, hey, yeah, I've torn 3 ACLs and I feel like the Titans never took care of me. That's indicative of you, Mike. I'm glad you found Ben Jones, who will frankly die on a field for you. Not everyone's going to do that.
No.
What happened? Just snap me out.
Like Will Ferrell in Old School, like I blacked out. What happened? No, great takes. I think there's a lot of question marks up in the air right now for the Titans, and it's easy to pontificate on them right now. But the one thing that is evident in the NFL is nobody's job is safe. Don't care who you are. You're always expendable to somebody. You're always tradable to somebody, and everything can change on a dime. That is just the real side of this. And the closer we get to the draft, more things are going to happen. But Coach of the Year, look, how do we look at the Rams this year? They won a Super Bowl last year. That's great. Terrible this year. Coach of the Year last year for Mike Vrabel. He didn't even make playoffs this year.
And they were, 98%? They were all written in.
Locked.
We were like, it has to be an implosion of. It has to be like, what was it?
7 games in a row.
When they found like 1,000 pounds of TNT below the British Parliament, John Doe Day or whatever that guy's name was. That's what happened at the Titans HQ. They blew it up.
Jeez, it's tough. 615-844-5600. If you want to jump in, we want to talk to you. When we come back, we're going to talk about some areas that the Titans also might have missed out on. There's been some big hirings that have gone on today in the NFL. If you want to jump in, we want to talk to you. Of course, always today, this whole show, we're coming to you live from T-Line, 106 Duluth Avenue. Come on out, get some food. They got the fire pit out there. It's cold outside. You need the fire pit today. I saw like hail coming down. I'm pretty sure it was snow, but it was like it was ice. It was just ice falling down to the ground. It's cold outside, so come on out, come on inside T-Line and hang out with us here 4 to 6 today here at T-Line. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Yes, we've seen a couple of accidents. Watching traffic slow down again on 40 East here at Fessler's. It's pretty busy out past the airport. All that steady flow of traffic continuing out into Wilson County. Radar earlier, big time. I-40 out through certain parts of Dixon County. Decent at the moment as it starts to pick up on 24 East with that traffic flow passing Bell Road all the way out through Rutherford County. Hey, Nash Painting services all of Middle Tennessee. They're #1 residential and commercial painters. Check them out at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? They may drop little hints like,
beautiful day out. Even more beautiful since we saved by bundling our home and car insurance with Geico.
or
Yard work is hard. Much harder than bundling with Geico, which was easy.
it may be even subtler, like,
Speaking of burgers, we bundled our home and car insurance with Geico and saved a bunch of money.
bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
In uncertain times, you can be certain of this. The Salvation Army is serving those most in need with help and hope. Thanks to your donations, the Salvation Army is helping those affected by COVID-19, those who've lost wages, who have no home to retreat to, who need food, help with utilities, and most of all, hope. To see how you can continue to make a difference, visit GiveWestwood.org. GiveWestwood.org.
Dazzling diamonds, royal rubies, elegant emeralds, and stunning sapphires. Now's the time to discover an exquisite variety of radiant, prize-winning jewels that are set to take your breath away. This gorgeous, one-of-a-kind display won't be found at the finest jewelry stores, but rather at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer with Jumbo Bucks Jewels Instant Games. Collect glistening top prizes of up to $300,000 and make every win sparkle. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
When you're away from home and you want down-home cooking, Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel is the answer. Excellent, fresh, and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Music City omelet and some prime rib hash, or a cast iron waffle with Nashville hot chicken. For those wanting variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City. And of course, the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Start your day with the fresh, local, and down-home cooking of Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive National Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For this afternoon, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 40. Partly cloudy tonight, low 26. Sunshine Friday, high 52. Saturday, mostly sunny, high 58. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
The show that makes you thankful for Braves games. The Afternoon Stretch with Zach and Bruno and Ray.
Coming to you live from T-Line, Nashville, here in Nashville, 106 Duluth Avenue. T-Line, man, the food is so good. The drinks are so good. And you got to come out and see my guy Bradley out here. He'll hit you up with something called Malort. Bruno had Malort the last time we were here.
They'll give it to you for free.
It's gross. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of a tradition because obviously curling and everything with T-Line, they have these different traditions with the sport of it. And Malort is one of those post-curling drinks that you have. And the best way I can describe it is the flavor of it, Patton, is like that feeling right after you threw up and you have that like bile in your throat. That's what it tastes like.
Frankly, I didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah, Bruno actually liked it.
I didn't like it. I didn't think it was. The way they were talking about it, I was worried. I was like, oh my God, I'm drinking poison. But yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Come out and try it. T-Line. I don't even know who else sells it, honestly. I think they might be the only one that has it.
Yeah.
They go through a lot of it out here, so come try it out. 106 Duluth Avenue if you want to. So some hirings have happened in the NFL. One that was huge, I think, here in the local sense. Titans missed out on one, and people are kind of ragging on him right now. Nathaniel Hackett, I was from day one when he got fired. We all knew Todd Downing was out. I mean, there was no question. I thought should have been fired like week 7 or whatever it was. Nathaniel Hackett felt like an easy OC hire the Titans could have. It's going to be somebody that's going to take a couple of years to get back into the head coaching ranks. He was going to be – so that gives you a little longevity, which you don't really get unless you're Eric Bieniemy.
Well, what was the problem with the Broncos offense for the first about 4 weeks of the season? Do you remember that?
Everything.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
And two problems. Turnovers and the red zone. What can Nathaniel Hackett do to stop his two running backs who everyone – like, I mean, they were – the personnel on the team – the Broncos, I can see why they got the hype. They had great running backs. They had Russ. They made all those moves. They had a decent offensive line. They had a strong defense. Well, what was the problem? They just didn't execute well in the red zone. They could, and they couldn't shoot the explosive play too well. And really, not to be too much of a homer, because Broncos fans, I don't know if you're a Broncos fan that tunes in, you know, this is like if we were on Denver radio and we were defending Todd Downing for the Titans. Everyone would be like, these guys have no idea. I'm defending Nathaniel Hackett, and that his players let him down, and it made him look awful. And by the time you get to week 6 and you suck, everyone just kind of checks out mentally, and that was the main problem. I think the Jets and him are good. If they can get talent at quarterback and get Zach Wilson out of there, I think the Jets they're going to take the next step.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the joke has been, Nathaniel Hackett, that means Aaron Rodgers is going to show up.
Keith Carter's over there too. Keith Carter, run game coordinator now, offensive line coach and run game
Jets
coordinator.
made some good hires, I think.
Really good
Keith
hires.
Carter, we'll see. Whatever, I don't care enough. Honestly. That's your territory. But
I don't care enough either.
Get good players on the line. You know?
He has the title run game coordinator. He's going to run whatever Nathaniel Hackett tells him.
Exactly. So Nathaniel Hackett, though, that is a huge missed opportunity for the Titans, and it's partially, once again.
You think he's too much of a position? You think he's too powerful to have in the same room as Mike Vrabel?
Could be, but this is where I think it is. This is why I think they missed. They missed because they had to figure out who to hire their GM, because Amy Adams-Strunk said, well, I'm down to wait until the end of the Super Bowl to do all this. But she fired John Robinson in week 12 or week 8, whatever it was, and you had time. You had time to grab Nathaniel Hackett, but you were too busy having to worry about the GM situation that now you missed out. I don't think they ever even got a chance with him. I know they did. Mm-hmm. So that's where I think they've messed up.
And that's a dude that's hungry to get back into it.
Exactly.
That's a dude that's hungry to get back into success.
Exactly. That is the problem right now. That's the problem with the Titans. They're behind the 8 ball because of the Rand Carthon situation. I mean, it's not Rand's fault, obviously. It's the Titans situation. They're just behind the 8 ball across all fronts right now. And a good OC who was out there and had so much upside for a team went to the Jets.
Yeah. All right, Zach. Well, I wanted to ask you, either these one prospects, is Anthony Richardson or Will Levis? Would the Titans have what, pick 11th, right?
Pick 11, yeah.
I mean, those are two guys that might be there. Are they even worth a sniff, the Titans' direction, or is this just the Titans settling if they do go to that position? Because right now, in the mock drafts, Todd McShay, I believe that's the big name in drafting and that whole culture, he has Paris Johnson, Ohio State tackle, penciled into the Titans. Believes Titans will go tackle, which is a pretty safe bet.
I think we've talked about this before. I think if you're going to take a quarterback at 11, find a way to trade up. You can't guarantee a trade up, right? Like, you have to still do something that is good enough to get the Bears or whoever, to give up a first-round pick, which I'll talk about something in that here in just a second. But if you're going to take a quarterback that early, unless you really feel, Rand and Mike Vrabel say, I love Will Levis or whoever that is.
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Yeah, Patton also just had his heartbreak on that one. Yeah, if they say that, that's their fault, not me. This isn't Zach saying it. But I'm just saying, then fine, stay where you are. But if you are like majority of the people right now, and hey, majority of people have been wrong plenty of time. If you believe that the C.J. Stroud, the Bryce Young is worth it, we're only talking about 10 spots up, 9 spots up, 8 spots up, whatever it is. It's not impossible to give up a deal. So, what deal would you be thinking, Zach? Thank you for asking me. Chicago Bears are looking for a running back. That's what they're looking for this year.
Is Montgomery off contract?
Yes.
Free agent?
Yes. He is out to be signed, unrestricted free agent. And they're looking for a running back to come in. And who do we know, Bruno, that is really close to Derrick Henry and plays for the Bears?
Really close to Derrick Henry? Kari Blassinger?
Kari Blassinger is sitting up there. His fullback that he had his best years with is sitting up in Chicago right now.
That is true. I don't know if Derrick and Kari are close like that, though.
Well, you know what I mean.
Because you know how A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are putting on the show for the media. They're like, oh, yeah, we're boys. We be FaceTiming. That's why this trade went down. It's like they had no say in the matter.
There's some continuity. There's there's an offense that can use a Derrick Henry to akin with a Justin Fields, where you have a multi-level threat backfield. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you have Chase Claypool twerking down the field. He's just Chase Claypool's at midfield. He's just throwing it
doing
back.
that gritty where it's like really stiff all the way down the field.
I'd be more entertained than watching him run routes, to be fair.
But and then what do the Bears get out of this? Because just what you're talking about, this is the other part of my plan. They move back to 11, and they can grab a top-end wide
Jackson
receiver.
Smith-Njigba. Yeah.
Exactly. They can grab a top-end wide receiver, young, and
then the Bears are a good team. Boom.
Chicago, then we start talking about their defense. But they have good defense in certain spots, and you get some edge pressure up. But right there, you're talking about a first-round pick that you trade off. You get the Titans' first-round pick, probably another pick, and you get Derrick Henry for your number one. Titans are now sitting in the driver's seat. Thank you, Texans. And there you go. That is the play. That is the plan right there. Somebody over at St. Thomas Sports Park needs to write it on a big whiteboard and just circle it 500 times and say, pay attention to this idea, because it would benefit Chicago. Chicago would get in on that, because it's not like Derrick Henry's bringing an Aaron Rodgers contract with him.
No,
it's not doing that. So you could easily work with them. You're getting a guaranteed talent. They're going to get a couple years out of Derrick Henry for sure.
They're like, Chicago, we're bringing the Super Bowl, and then they kick him out of the city. They're like, get out.
That's a real plan. I think I thought about that last night. I'm not joking. I popped up in the middle of the night, and I was like, that's how you trade.
And let me tell you, there is a 4% chance of that plan happening. The Titans,
for sure.
Frankly, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The Titans are going to draft Paris Johnson. That's just going to – the Titans are going to have a boring offseason. I hope not. When the A.J. Brown trade happened, it really did shake me a little bit when you told me that. But, I just really do think that the Titans are just going to take the chill route with Rand Carthon's first year, iron out some of the less sexier positions, and get some long-term projects in there, and then maybe the next year after we tank next year, we'll see what the class is looking like.
But I mean, you see where I'm coming at with this idea. If you're gonna get a quarterback, if we think that's where it is, and I'd still lean, if you're not gonna make some dramatic move forward, I still lean Paris. I always go to say Jackson, but it's Paris Johnson Jr. I don't know why I always go to say Jackson. Devlin, our Ohio State fan, can correct me if I'm wrong. It's Paris Johnson Jr., correct?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, see, there we go. Because I just instinctively want to say Paris Jackson. There's somebody out there named Paris Jackson that I must call the game for at some point. It's just imploded in my brain. But I think Paris Johnson Jr. is the ultimate pick to get if you're keeping in your spot. That is a great pick. I know some people have already seen that there was the video from not the national championship game, but obviously OSU and Georgia, where the Georgia end was just blowing up Paris Johnson Jr. I'm not taking that as, oh well, that left tackle's done for. He's not a good pickup on the edge now. I'm not going to play it that way, because one bad game. Find me one bad game for every offensive lineman in the NFL. You have plenty to choose from. It just happens. But he looks like a guy that you're going to be able to build up on that offensive line, which you're wanting to rework, which is good. If you're wanting to keep Derrick Henry and you're wanting to use that, you need to build up that offensive line again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you want a young quarterback, people are talking about quarterback. We can trade up to get a quarterback. Protected by who? Dennis Daly, Aaron Brewer? Mm-hmm. They're going to die. They're going to lose confidence, and they will die. I would rather live in the French Revolution than be paid as the Titans' first-round quarterback with that offensive line last year. They were like, Bruno, what would you rather do? I'd rather be in jail. At least I'm safe there. The NFL ain't no joke.
No, it's not. I wonder, though, if anybody has a better trade, I'd love to hear the idea, where the Titans should go with it. We get to talk about this for 8 months, it feels like, obviously. But 615-844-5600. I just think it all starts out with the Titans missing out on a good offensive coordinator that would have been able to elevate the team to a different level where they aren't going to be. And now looking at the rest of the offensive coordinators out there, I don't see any of them. I don't see anybody that I'm like, oh, that gets me excited. No, the options out there are not exactly attractive, and especially now. We're starting to get news here left and right. Frank Wright, obviously now the new head coach for the Carolina Panthers. And then who's the other one that signed out today? I know there was another one that it slipped my mind. Or maybe I'm thinking I may be thinking the Nathaniel Hackett news coming out, but
yeah,
Dan Quinn staying in Dallas as a DC. He's not leaving.
Bill Belichick. He's the OC now for the New England Patriots too. That is another.
Bill
update.
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. Yeah. Well.
Bill O'Brien. Yes.
Probably still will be Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Did you see the article that came out? There was an article that came out. I think I sent it into our group text. And it was saying that this is the headline from that article. Bill O'Brien is back, but fixing the Patriots offense will require more than good coaching, trust, relationships. The system all broke last season. A quote, can't say the whole quote obviously. I love Belichick, but he screwed us is the appropriate way to say it.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. And I don't doubt Bill Belichick is just doing things to help out his buddies or do whatever. He's been in this league, it feels like an eternity. So he's not going to do everything perfect all the time, no matter what. He's going to make mistakes. And that whole thing last year was one giant joke. And they were winning.
Mac Jones, I mean, you look at
Mac
Jones.
Mac Jones, he seems like a great player.
Mac Jones, they talked about how his hatred for how the offense was being ran last year made no sense
and
during
the Bailey
season.
Zappi things, like everyone was confused with the Bailey Zappi situation too.
Yeah, and so there was a lot of confusion in that team, and you know, it's even a well-ran machine like the Patriots have been for so long can fumble and make mistakes. So Bill Belichick taking a step back, bringing in Bill O'Brien, which is a tremendous hire, which I know a lot of people, would start saying all that he did. Look, if he's an OC and that's all he's doing, great. Don't let him run the team. But he's a great hire there. And he's got now that Alabama connection with Mac Jones. Patriots, Bills are on the decline here. Dolphins seem like they are beatable if you just hit Tua once. Who knows what's going to happen in that division? Now Jets are back on the upswing.
That division's wide open next season. There's not a single person I'm not going to even crown the Bills like the favorite. I'm not. That division is a wild card wide open for next season, 100%. And my favorite, I don't know what they're going to do with quarterback, but my favorite is the Jets. Their roster's nasty. It's a nasty roster. I've been saying this for a while.
Bruno, earlier before this season.
And they did well.
They did well.
They just
Sauce Gardner's a monster.
They just have this moron baby at quarterback. And that's all Zach Wilson is. And his mom's on there defending him on Twitter. My son could never succeed in your. He has to go in front of his teammates and tell them, sorry, I didn't take responsibility. The guy should have never been a starting quarterback in the National Football League.
All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, we want to talk to you. 615-844-5600. Of course, we're coming to you live here from T-Line, Nashville, 106 Duluth Avenue right here in Nashville. Come on out, see us here till 6 o'clock. Get some good food. Also, though, if you're looking for a place, because, hey, it's right around the corner. Before you know it, February 12th, I believe, Super Bowl Sunday. That'll be out here soon. You want a place to come out? They're going to have a watch party out here, having deals from open to close here at T-Line, and it'll be a good spot to watch a good game. So come check it out, T-Line. Once again, 106 Duluth Avenue. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. It's quite busy, actually, to the north on 65 as you make your way up into Madison, all the way up to Goodlettsville. Steady flow of traffic continues out through Wilson County, I-40 out in the Mount Julian area, especially radar, big time, at least it was earlier, I-40 through Kingston Springs. Hey, Snapdragon Hemp, serving up lab-tested, top-shelf hemp products across Tennessee, edibles, flowers, concentrates. You can order online at snapdragon420.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
Golfers, tee it up this Thursday through Sunday at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the Callaway Fitting Event and be the first to score the new Paradigm woods and irons. The woods are engineered with forged carbon to maximize distance and forgiveness. The irons feature a forged face for increased launch speed and spin. A new paradigm in performance. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and reserve your free custom fitting experience happening this Thursday through Sunday. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
You have a 90% chance of surviving a lightning strike. You have a 98% chance of surviving a shark attack. You have a 99% chance of surviving a snake bite. But you only have a 50% chance of surviving a crash if you aren't wearing a seatbelt. Your truck may be tough, but a seatbelt makes it tougher. Buckle up in your truck. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Howdy, folks. I'm back to remind you about the best steakhouse in Music City, Bob's Steak and Chop House. The only place in Middle Tennessee to get A5 Wagyu steaks cooked to perfection. And when that special day rolls around to treat that special someone, make your reservation now at Bob's Steak and Chop House. From petite fillets to massive tomahawk ribeyes. When somebody asks where's the beef, you tell them Bob's Steak and Chop House. Make your Valentine's Day reservations now and treat the best in your life with the best in Nashville. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
The show that makes the average person say, hey, I can do that. The Afternoon Stretch.
Let's go to the phone lines. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. Clay in Nashville. Clay, how you doing today, buddy?
Boys, am I banned from T-Line?
No, I don't. Not yet. I mean, the day is still young.
I mean, I just thought
Did we lose Clay? Sound like we lost Clay for a sec. Clay, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, there you are. If you want to come out, you can come out and say hi. They got some great food here at T-Line.
I'm coming out and seeing if Bruno remembers my face from when he played at Vandy.
I probably do.
Bruno's like an elephant in many ways, and memory is definitely one of them. He never forgets.
So y'all been kind of depressing me a little bit with all this downer talk about the Titans.
Real life is depressing sometimes, Clay.
It's also true.
The first move I'd make, and I wanted to get you guys' take on this.
Mm-hmm.
The first move I'd make if I'm the new GM, I would tell Taylor Lewan to hit the road. Is he back in a Titans uniform?
I don't think so.
Oh, no. There's most definitely no shy, and I think he knows that, too. He's been actually pretty open about saying that, so fair enough.
Yeah, he just, he was really good at Michigan and, maybe early in his career with the Titans, but he just has been so injury prone and he's gotten stupid penalties and it's just not it's time for him to hit the road.
He's a real goofball, It's time to move on from goofballs.
He's real whimsical, I'll tell you that.
So what do y'all think the chances are that they shop Derrick Henry?
Oh, they shop him every year. The talks are there. They've just never pulled the trigger.
No player is above at least being talked about.
Absolutely.
Like maybe Patrick Mahomes, and I think the list falls off really hard.
And it's happened before. It's just probably a joke. Like someone will call up their GM buddy. Someone will call Kansas City, be like, "All right, how many for Mahomes?" And then they'll all have a laugh, and then they'll get into serious talks, right?
Yeah,
so that's the closest.
And they're like, "All right, how much for Joe Thuney?" But no, they're every player is on the table. I mean, A.J. Brown obviously last year should show you that there wasn't a person in the world outside of maybe this radio show that said that there was a thought that A.J. Brown was going to be traded. So I mean that is. Anybody can at any time. And Derrick Henry is very much on the trade block.
I mean, when you look at, what the Tennessee Titans have been for the last several years. I mean, that would be really interesting. I can't picture the Tennessee Titans without King Henry, but maybe we'll see what life is like without him.
Yeah, I mean, there's time. I imagine, Clay, you probably said you're old enough to be around for all this, that when Steve McNair and Eddie George were there, you remember when they left the Titans and one played for the Cowboys and the other played for the Baltimore Ravens, and you would have never thought, I'm going to see these guys forever. But it does change. It will happen.
Yeah. See y'all soon.
Hey, appreciate it, Clay. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in on the phone lines. Nobody, I don't care who you are, nobody is above being talked about traded, and I'll go a step further. I'll go one more into the darkness. Nobody is above being traded. Everybody has a price, and if some team is willing to match it, it'll happen.
That's true. What was one of the most infamous trades in draft history? Was it Ricky Williams? Is that who it was?
Ricky Williams and also Herschel Walker. Both of those,
entire draft classes.
Yeah, just giving everything away and saying, we want this player. And they don't work out.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that sometimes doesn't work out.
I wonder if we'll see one more of those crazy ones in the National Football League. I think they've trended away from that.
It'll happen. This Bears one.
I think
this
so.
Bears one. This pick, there's no shot. I have zero chance the Bears take. Ding, ding, ding. They don't take that first pick. Yeah. I do not believe the Bears take the first pick.
Because they're going to get offered the house from so many different people.
Because of the quarterback class that's coming in. This year and next year, the quarterback classes are just so stout. And once again, the AFC has just proved that you have to have competitive young quarterback play that is willing to go down the field. That is your rhetoric. I get it.
That's what the NFC is, too. Look at the two NFC guys.
They just
Brock
have
Purdy and Jalen Hurts.
Way crappier other teams to do it with. But I understand a lot of people sit there and they'll take the Rand Carthon words, which, look, I know I've come back and listened to some of our shows of me talking about Rand Carthon. I sound like a hater, and I'm about to sound even more like a hater. But with him coming out saying, "Oh, absolutely, this style of team can win a Super Bowl," no, it can't. No, it can't. It won't. Maybe it could, but maybe tomorrow we wake up and an asteroid comes in. There's a percentage chance.
How many Barry Sanders Super Bowls are there?
Let me count. The same as me and you. How about that? How about you and I have the same?
That's what the Titans feel like. The Titans feel like Barry Sanders Lions, man.
A little bit. People 20, 30 years
People
ago.
are like, this is the greatest player in the world.
Derrick Henry.
How many championships does he have?
The way that 45 and 55-year-olds listen and watch football back when they were young, and they talk about Barry Sanders now, is how you and I will talk about Derrick Henry, and Pat will talk about Derrick Henry. We saw that live, It
makes me scared about Rand Carthon when he was like, yeah, you can build a team around running back. No, you can't. Not in this league.
Infamously, people in high-up positions never lie. So
that's what I'm hoping it is.
He lied.
Yeah.
He lied. Because you know why? It's day one. He's not going to, you know what you do? You kiss babies and you shake hands. You don't shake babies and kiss hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's coming out there and he's going to put on the show. He's a salesman now. That's all it is. You got to tell the people what they want to hear. And then he shuts the door.
And we're
going
to tell you what you want, what you need to hear. That's what we're going to tell you.
You're just going to, it's like before Lil Weezy, every time he gets on a song, you hear the and that's all you're going to hear is just him, and he just throws the flame out and the place all burns, and he's like, yeah, now we're going to build a team in my image. That's what he's going to do.
Sure hope he goes and he's like, what the hell have y'all been doing for the past 3 years to that Titans department? Because it's just been trash, terrible.
They got to start doing squats and cleans better over there.
That's what, if
they need to do the neck thing.
I don't know what's
the neck
going on in the
exercise?
strength and conditioning program for the Titans. Mike Vrabel can do no wrong. What's going on? What the strength? The doctors over at the Titans are just they're a step below the rest of the NFL.
What if we get over there and it turns out they're all doing like CrossFit? It's CrossFit exercises, which are notoriously like ligament problems and tendon problems, and they're just doing CrossFit. Like Derrick Henry's in there doing those like muscle ups, like Jeff Simmons is just throwing a ball at a wall really hard like, for no reason. All right, we need to take a break. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600, coming to you live from T-Line 106 Duluth Avenue here in Nashville, Tennessee. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Traffic's increasing even more in the last few minutes on 65, continuing up into Madison towards Goodlettsville. Heavy traffic to the south on 24 out in the Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. Just that normal buildup, especially 24 east, just trying to get out there past Bell Road. Hey, Nash Painting services all of Middle Tennessee. They're number one in residential and commercial. NashPainting.com. Go check them out. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-785-9132.
What's your next dream? Paying off your credit card, remodeling your kitchen, exploring the rainforests of Costa Rica? Whatever your dreams, they take some planning. And State Farm agent Austin Hardy is right here in the Middle Tennessee community to lend a hand. As your local good neighbor, he can help you look at the things you want to save for and come up with a plan to make those saving goals happen. Because your money should work just as hard as you to achieve your dream. So whether it's being free of debt or free to roam the world, call State Farm agent Austin Hardy here in the Middle Tennessee community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The afternoon stretch. The best show. I don't know if I can say that, man. I'm going to move on to the next one.
A lot of hate on Twitter. And Frank Wright is catching a lot of it from Panthers fans. Panthers, it's got to be the worst head coaching job to, be a part of because that fan base is going to hate you no matter what.
In Carolina, you're irrelevant to the rest of the league.
They really are.
I just want that to be totally clear.
That's a team that could be sold and moved.
Carolina.
Top of the head right now, Pat. North or South Carolina? Where are they in?
That's what I was going to say.
North.
Yeah, you got lucky. You got 50-50 shot.
That's what I was going to say. 95% of fans of the National Football League don't know which Carolina the Carolina Panthers are in. That's how irrelevant you guys are.
So the Dakota Pipelines. Yeah, that's who's coming up the next team. Can't wait to see which state they're in. Who cares?
Yeah.
Pick one. You're the North Carolina Panthers.
You're like if Cristiano Ronaldo and his girlfriend broke up and she came down to your level, like just you, the average guy. That's what it feels like when anybody moves from any team in the NFL to Carolina.
Exactly. That it's just it's a terrible area. And so Steve Wilkes not getting the job. A lot of people are upset about it right now and think the Panthers made a terrible decision bringing in Frank Wright.
Yeah.
Which I don't disagree, but I don't agree with them either.
Oh, why don't you just go back to poach someone from the college ranks again, see how that works.
Yeah.
Frank Wright was the easiest choice.
Wilkes did a good job. I get it, but I think that was more or less the team was actually pretty good for the Carolina Panthers when you got rid of Christian McCaffrey, who you were just force-feeding the ball.
For the Clownolina Panthers, the Clownolina.
We'll work on it. We'll shop that one. It's got legs. We're in Music City. That's what they say. When you bring a song in, they don't want to tell you no, but they don't want to tell you yes. It's got legs.
Yeah.
That's got legs.
You guys couldn't win the bowl with Cam Newton, and that was a different player. That was a different type of player. Everyone was like, Josh Allen. No, Cam Newton was twice as good as Josh Allen, and you couldn't win with him.
He was amazing.
Good luck.
Exactly. They put a statue of him over there in Auburn.
Yeah.
He's got a statue of himself over there.
Sam
Darnold
too. Now, how hard Cam Newton fell is pretty insane, but
well, and that's also the NFL. That's what it's going to
is.
give you. It's going to you're going to have times like that.
Lord giveth, Lord taketh.
Exactly. That's what you're going to have. First hour is coming to a close. We've got a second hour coming up. I think Steve Wilkes is good. He'll find a job. He'll get a job somewhere. But right now, it's not a job. Look at Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, after the Panthers job, he's like, I'm staying with the Cowboys. I'm staying with the Cowboys because there's something here that I can build upon.
Yeah.
So that's just the story it goes sometimes. That's just the story it goes.
Couldn't be me. I'm job hopping till the end of my life. I'm taking every single job up the ladder.
If you want to jump in, second hour, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you. We'll get into our picks coming up in the second hour for the conference championships. We have three more picks. Bruno's here for fun now. Me and Devlin, though, are neck and neck to the end. That one's going to be close. We might have to fudge it to make the Super Bowl count even more. You know?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. First hour's done. Second hour coming up. Don't go anywhere.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR. Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Memphis police say they plan to release body cam video of the alleged police beating of motorist Tyree Nichols earlier this month. It comes after prosecutors filed criminal charges against the fired officers. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy says all of the officers are facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder.
While each of the 5 individuals played a different role in the incident in question, the actions of all of them resulted in the death of Tyree Nichols, and they are all responsible.
Body cam video will be released tomorrow evening. A federal jury in Manhattan found Saifullo Saipov guilty in the bike path terror attack in 2017. The ISIS-inspired attacker drove a rented truck onto a pedestrian and bike path, killing 8 people. Today's verdict makes him eligible for the death penalty. The nation's gross domestic product grew 2.9% in the final 3 months of 2022. Signs the economy is in a rebound, not a slowdown. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 205 points. This is ABC News.
Bedtime is rough, even for Peanut. That's why people will try anything to fall asleep. Headstands before bed, even blowing bubbles. But Ashley has a trick that works every time. A new Tempur-Pedic mattress. It adapts to your body's needs to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. You'll wake up feeling refreshed every day. Even Peanut agrees. So ditch the wacky bedtime rituals. Head to Ashley to take home a Tempur-Pedic today.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
wipe,
done.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Hey Nashville, start your day the right way with Bongo Java Cafe, located in the lobby of the Omni Nashville Hotel. Bongo Java is Nashville's oldest local coffee company. Get your day started with a freshly baked muffin and wash it down with a hot cup of dark roast or hair of the dog blend. With free Wi-Fi, you can get some work done while enjoying a toasted breakfast sandwich. Beat the traffic, treat yourself at Bongo Java Cafe, located in the lobby of the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown Music City.
Make some big Memphis noise. Don't miss Ja, Jaren, and your Grizzlies Sunday at 5 when they take on the Pacers. Score your limited edition matchup poster presented by Silvamo. Available on a first-come, first-served basis at multiple locations around the arena. Get hyped, get ready for a star-studded show, and secure your tickets by calling 901-888-HOOP or online at Grizzlies.com today. From Nashville's home of the Memphis Grizzlies, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we? Join the afternoon stretch now at 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Zach Williams, Patton Cook here inside T-Line Nashville here, 106 Duluth Avenue. If you want to come out and say hello, Clay in Nashville's already stopped by. You can jump out too. Maybe you're just driving around in Nashville and you want to come out. 106 Duluth Avenue. That is where you go to come hang out with us here till 6 o'clock. And then it is all over here, but T-Line keeps on pushing. All the good food, all the good drinks, everything out here. The atmosphere is awesome, so you got to come check it out if you haven't yet. We want to hear from you, though. 615-844-5600. Also, Devlin McKenzie back in our Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. You still holding it down in there, Devlin?
Just kicking it, man. You know how I do it.
I love it. I love it. You're doing a good job in there. You've been quiet today. I was waiting for you to say something maybe about the trade ideas that I was throwing out in that last hour, and I didn't hear anything on Devlin's side of it.
It just means I liked it. I mean, I don't have any disagreements with it.
Not a Titans fan.
No. Titans hater, actually. Sorry, Pat.
So that meaning you like the trade means you like that it might be the downfall of the Titans.
If it is the downfall of the Titans, then yes, I love it.
See,
The Titans,
Nashville Airwaves.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Titans have downfallen their entire time as a franchise. So,
I mean, they had a good run in '99.
yeah, getting showed up. I mean, they don't even talk about that Titans team. You know what they say? Greatest show on turf. They don't talk about Titans.
Kurt Angle's almost what it said. Kurt Warner. Yeah, they made a movie about that guy.
Terrible movie, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Was it?
Awful.
Todd Haley told us, he was like, y'all should go really watch this movie. I mean, it's a great story. And I was just
You're
like,
a football guy. You love that story.
I'm not
I mean,
watching that movie.
Really, Kurt Warner going from, being amazing at UNI to then going and playing Arena Football League and putting up 10,000 yards in 3 seasons. I mean, the guy was a monster. And then he's pushing groceries at a Hy-Vee. We're making $5.50, and then he gets a shot, and then, oh, does this sound familiar? Trent Green gets an ACL tear, and the backup quarterback comes in and wins the Super Bowl. Yep. Brock Purdy. It's Brock Purdy. It's literally
Brock Purdy without him 6 years and, frankly, a terrible life for those 6 years. Yeah, it's the same story, I guess.
That's why he loves the other side of it. Patton, what were your thoughts on the trade? Because you haven't said it. You are a Titans fan.
Yes.
You're wearing Titans gear. You're
unashamed Titans
fan.
fan.
You're one of those people that will actually wear the gear and be on the radio to talk about it too. Because there's some people that will shame you for that.
Yeah, and just my view on that is I grew up going to games. I've got season tickets right now, so for me to hide like I don't actually care would be very fake of me, and I'm not fake.
I'll tell you what you can't hide is money. How you got them season tickets? You know what I mean?
Well,
that's a lot of money.
I'm in the triple tier, Zach. So I turn the lights on up top when they call me down, so I do that. But on your trade, I mentioned Derrick Henry being a bit of a heartbreak. My only being okay with that type of trade was be going with the future and getting a different quarterback, a young one. And I would be okay with that if it meant getting a Bryce Young or a C.J. Stroud. If it means getting Will Levis, those season tickets that I have, I will not be paying any more money towards them. They will be gone. But I'd be okay with that. I'm not sure if the Titans would pull that trigger. I do worry about this identity that Mike Vrabel and co. has. I just think that's Mike Vrabel to a T, and I don't know if it's ever going to get changed. And that's my worry as a fan is you look at the 4 teams still left in the postseason. Do they run the ball to an extent? Yes, but they all have elite quarterback play. Even the 49ers are getting elite quarterback play right now with Brock Purdy.
Well, their teams are healthy.
Yes.
What star player for these last 4 teams are hurt right now? Patrick Mahomes is like the closest one. He just walked through it. You know what I'm saying?
And he's kind of like hurt in like a Giannis Antetokounmpo
so
way.
What do you think?
Hey, powered through that last name, right?
All right, 10, 11 wins next season. Pat, 10, 11 wins, but you lose in the Super Bowl, or excuse me, you don't even sniff a Super Bowl. You lose in the playoff, divisional or before, and you're the most injured team in the National Football League. Is firing the strength staff enough for you?
To me, no, because I agree with you. I don't think it's anything the strength staff is doing. They're doing everything what everyone else is doing in the NFL right now. It's the play style. And you heard Taylor Lewan say it on his podcast. Practices are too hard. And whether it's Keith Carter, whether it's Mike Vrabel, I'm not sure which is to blame. I think it's probably a little bit of both. But I don't think, like you guys said, squats aren't the reason they're getting hurt right now. It's the physicality from July to all the way to December. They don't make it till December.
Watching in training camp too, they're going.
Well,
Like their
most
game
training
time
camps
situations
are very competitive because you need to get the guys back in the zone. Some guys do show up out of shape, et cetera, or learn the speed of the National Football League. It'll be new to people. So there's times to turn it up, and then there's times to not. And it seems like the Titans just keep it at 100 the entire season. And they're like, why does nobody want to play hurt? Everyone where I played used to play hurt. Sorry, Mike Vrabel. People think long-term about their careers now. It's not the fact that players are softer. They're smarter than you, Mike. They were smarter than you and your peers. Yeah. You and your peers, for the sake of ego and toughness, threw away money, longevity, and health.
Well, and that's something, too. The idea of the athlete is so different than what it was even just 15 years ago. I mean, nowadays you have guys working their own contracts. Who was it recently that worked his own?
Roquan Smith.
Roquan.
Highest paid of his position.
Worked his own contract.
Which sounds horrifying. That's crazy.
You go back just 10 years ago, people are like, no, you're not allowed to do that.
People were making fun of Richard Sherman for negotiating his own contract. I believe it was with the 49ers on telling his career. It's very bonus incentive. And that was like, 4 or 5 years ago? And now Roquan Smith's, Lamar Jackson has his mom doing his.
It's something that is so foreign to guys who played for so long, like a Mike Vrabel. And I imagine you have to readjust and think about it and see how it is and just know that, this isn't how the football is anymore. But the athlete is. The athlete has so much more knowledge now about the game, but also the business, which I think for a long time the athletes never knew. I mean, you go way back, obviously. There was times where these guys weren't getting paid a lot.
And on the injury front, that's something I'm so surprised about because Mike Vrabel's a former player. Shouldn't he be a player coach? Shouldn't he know when players need that day off? But for whatever reason, they aren't getting that. That's when they hired him. I'm thinking, this is a player coach. He's going to know when guys need a rest. And, in fact, it's gotten worse.
I've never once seen a clip of Mike Vrabel going, I'll see y'all on Wednesday. I've never once seen that from the Titans.
Yeah, the offensive lineman trying to catch the punt return or whatever, Yeah. Not one time. Throw Taylor Lewan back there. Tell him to catch it. That clip would go huge.
Oh, it'd just be fun. I don't know.
You don't have it, though.
I feel like the Titans are truly another Belichick-esque copycat. That's what it feels like.
That are just you have to have Tom Brady show up.
Because you
Who
had
is that?
I mean, where did Mike Vrabel play? Where did Mike Vrabel play?
Pittsburgh. And then he went to
New England. And then where did he start coaching at? Houston. Under who?
Well,
he got his big break in coaching under who?
Ohio State, but the Bill
O'Brien.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I mean,
the tree is there.
It's just all the same.
The tree is there.
At least Bill O'Brien knew how to have fun. And Bill O'Brien looked like a hard ass, for lack of a better word. But they had fun at Houston, and those guys were really good.
Yeah, they're really good.
They were really good.
Yeah.
Titans, I think the Titans have some issues, man. Like some Mike Vrabel decision issues.
It's very early, obviously, for mock drafting. But I saw Mel Kiper, who's that other.
The other one.
The other name, who, I mean, has that guy's hair changed since the 90s? Like, he's still using the same hairspray, I think.
Media guys, dude, just deserve to be punched in the face just because I know they think about that. He thinks about his hair every day.
He's just, I mean, the same guy through. And also, his mock drafts are always wrong.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if he's ever got one first-round pick right, it seems like. Maybe Trevor Lawrence. He might have got Trevor Lawrence right. So his came out, a surprising one, and Devlin would love this, C.J. Stroud going to the Texans.
I don't hate it. I don't.
Would you become a Texans fan just because of that?
No, I didn't become a Bears fan because of Justin Fields.
Yeah, but C.J. Stroud's better than Justin Fields.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's wild.
That is
and the fanboy comes out so fast.
Very fast. But me and Mel Kiper are on very even terms as he has Paris Johnson Jr. Going to the Tennessee Titans at the 11. This obviously has no trades inside of it, so it's just as is.
Because Todd McShay's that came out December 13th-ish or something, it had the Titans drafting Jackson Smith-Njigba at the 20s.
The snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had him going there. Which, isn't that crazy? In December, the mock draft for the Titans was like in the mid-20s.
Yep.
And now they're
we're 11.
That's how quickly it devolved. It was.
And Titans fans were like, more. We need to lose more.
We need to get a better pick. But you know what? We've talked about this before. That is a symptom of a losing team. And this franchise is so used to it. They're not used to how the Titans have been these last, 4 years.
It's like
whatever,
what the Bengals
5
are going to go through once Joe Burrow magic goes away. They're going to end up right back where they belong.
I think Joe Burrow is going to end up being – I think he's going to be the team guy. You know what I mean? He's going to be like, give me a contract that fits everybody. Like the NFLPA wants him to have a $60 million a year deal. But I think he takes a team-friendly contract where he's still getting paid a lot. And he sticks it out to keep Jamar Chase.
I think they should build him a castle in Cincinnati. I think they should build him a medieval-style castle. And just the government,
they have to have plenty of room, too.
Yeah.
I mean, there can't be – I don't know anybody that lives there.
Well, it would look like the Middle Ages in Cincinnati, so a castle would just aesthetically fit in well.
Yeah, gargoyles and that sort of thing, just all over the
no
place.
air conditioning. Yeah.
Aqueducts, just all the feces rolling down in one little area.
You get to really see how effective a castle is. All the homeless meth heads would just be outside. They can't breach the walls.
We're cleaning up Cincinnati. This is basically a mayoral run now. Joe Burrow has a free path to the office. Eliminate Skyline
Joe
Chili,
Burrow
too.
could never run for office because I know he's on Xbox, and we all know he's talking crazy on there. So.
Oh, man. We're going to be talking, obviously, our divisional rounds. So we'll wait off just a little bit until then. But keeping with some of this Titans talk, it's so easy to pick out some of these bigger names that need to go. It's funny because what the Titans have done so well, and they really have, they built up a defense that can sustain. Me and you, Bruno, could be playing secondary. We could be on the corners, and the defensive pressure is going to be good enough to where we can play coverage back there. Because that's simply what Trey Avery was doing this whole time.
Listen, you and me, I don't know. I could give a cushion. I could give a good cushion.
Oh, I could give cushion for sure.
I'd have solid technique.
CeeDee Lamb would have a good 5-yard bump, and then I'm on him. You know what I mean? But is there any shot that we see the defense change at all? Because that's the other side. It's so easy to look at the offense and say so many problems. But Rand Carthon, if he does come out and is just this collaborator, then sure, there's probably not going to be much change. I don't believe that's the truth.
Well, there's some internal moves that I'm sure the Titans want to make from guys that they didn't get enough production out of last season. And, hey, let's frankly say it. You get a guy like Zach Cunningham from Houston, you want him to produce more. And for how much you're going to end up paying the guy, and there might be some moves there. So, yeah, they're just not going to be the highest profile moves, but I do think there are some moves that could be done on the defensive side.
Because they're front
corner's
line.
going to forever be something Titans need depth at.
Do you think you see before this offseason's open, and Pat, you can jump in on this too, do you think we see a Jeffrey Simmons contract extension before this offseason's up?
No. That's gonna be in the ether, it feels like, forever.
It's going to be a conversation piece.
Yeah.
I think they'll always wait. That's something Titans always do. They always wait till the very last second, and that's
business practice.
They didn't do it with Harold Landry though. Harold Landry, they got that one
but
over pretty quick.
that wasn't the magnitude this one's going to be.
And it also got to a point where he was a free agent. Same with Derrick Henry. The only person they didn't really do that to was A.J. Brown, and they traded him. So they were on the forefront of that one. I was worried beforehand on the John Robinson whenever Jeffrey Simmons came out and pretty much said, yeah, they already told me they can't pay me what I'm worth. Please, for the love of God, don't come with that in contract negotiations. What Carthen does, I hope, is a little bit different.
Yeah, I think Simmons wants That's the real side.
Well,
of it.
frankly, look at what he did. He fought through. He said it himself. He was getting shot up every single week, fighting tooth and nail. And Mike Vrabel's up there. Imagine being Jeffrey Simmons. You're watching your head coach go up there and say, no one sacrifices enough for this team at the end of the season. And you were the guy that had the most to lose, and you sacrificed the most, and they're not going to pay you. Yeah, he wants out. Of course. I would feel slighted if I was Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah.
Your head coach, did he even acknowledge him? No, because what Mike Vrabel does is he complains about who's not doing it, and then who does do it, he's like, well, that's expected of you. Taylor Lewan, he's like, frankly, we could use more attaboys. And people were like, oh, grow up and quit being soft. Like, you do what Jeffrey Simmons did and don't get any acknowledgement from it, no pay, no nothing. Yeah, see how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants out.
I think he wants out because it's just a situation. Like,
not everybody's. The team sucks too. It's a bad franchise.
Not everybody's Aaron Donald. You know,
No.
Aaron Donald stuck through the Rams when he was Jeff Simmons before Jeff Simmons, essentially. When he was with the early St. Louis Rams and then ended up, and then it finally worked out.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's that way.
And the second it worked out, he was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'm going to take my money and I'm going to go because I did it. You know, he accomplished his goal.
Yeah.
He brought the Rams, it wasn't St. Louis, but he brought the Rams a Super Bowl and was very much a huge part of it. Jeff Simmons, I just don't.
God,
I feel like he wants to
must
be that way.
Sick. St. Louis people must be sick.
They had to
to
cheer
their
for
stomach.
you, Bruno. They had to stop cheering for him and start cheering for
me.
Bruno and Jordan Teamu.
That's hilarious.
Was Sam Bradford the quarterback at the time when they made the change over to L.A.? Was it Jared Goff?
No, Goff was in L.A.
Yeah, Goff was
with
in
Fisher.
L.A. They went from Sam Bradford and Aaron Donald to Bruno Reagan and Jordan Teamu. That's what they ended up doing. 615-844-5600.
Hey, I was knocking out beers on the field. So.
Yeah, that's Taylor Heineke.
Yeah,
a youngish Taylor Heineke was emerging on the scene in social media and then had no idea he was going to be taking on Tom Brady at some point in the playoffs.
Here's a funny quote before we go to break. ESPN's Todd McShay believes Bryce Young will be the Steph Curry of the NFL.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but if that's the case, I want him. I think it's a smaller guy that finds success in unconventional ways.
He's going to throw his mouthpiece at fans all the time. He's going to get ejected all the time. That's what's going to happen. 615-844-5600. Coming to you live here from T-Line. Nash, you want to come on out and see us? We want to see you here till 6 o'clock, 106 Duluth Avenue. If you're driving around, maybe you're looking for some good food. T-Line has plenty of good food for you. Come check it out. Once again, 106 Duluth Avenue here in Nashville. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
The afternoon is still pretty heavy to the north, 65 up into Madison towards Goodlettsville. Still on the scene of a couple of accidents out here. One over there at I-40 westbound at 28th Avenue. It's really busy to the south on 65 down into Brentwood and Franklin. Nash Painting Services all in Middle Tennessee. Check them out at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Nashville's first curling venue is here at T-Line Nashville. Come check out T-Line Nashville and experience the world's fastest growing winter sport today. Curling is a fun and simple sport that's a perfect outing for friends, corporate events, families, or parties. T-Line also has classic bowling and modern bowling mini games. With over 20 HD TVs, you can come watch your favorite teams and some of the best food and drinks here in Nashville in the large bar and grill area. They also have an outdoor area with a fire pit, and you can't forget the live music. T-Line Nashville is a one-stop shop for a great night out. Located at 106 Duluth Avenue and online at tlinenash.com. You can book your party now or give them a call at 615-439-1024. That's 615-439-1024. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at T-Line Nash for all the news, events, and updates. T-Line Nashville. Nashville's first curling venue is here.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? They may drop little hints like,
beautiful day out. Even more beautiful since we saved by bundling our home and car insurance with Geico.
or,
Yard work is hard. Much harder than bundling with Geico, which was easy.
or it may be even subtler, like,
Speaking of burgers, we bundled our home and car insurance with Geico and saved a bunch of money.
bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
In uncertain times, you can be certain of this. The Salvation Army is serving those most in need with help and hope. Thanks to your donations, the Salvation Army is helping those affected by COVID-19, those who've lost wages, who have no home to retreat to, who need food, help with utilities, and most of all, hope. To see how you can continue to make a difference, visit GiveWestwood.org. GiveWestwood.org.
As a professional realtor in Nashville for more than 40 years, Richard Courtney is one of the city's top-ranked real estate brokers. He's also the author of 2 books and the real estate columnist for the Nashville Ledger. What does all of this mean to you as a home buyer or seller? Expert knowledge, guidance, and trust. Give Richard Courtney a call today at 615-300-8189. That's 615-300-8189. Or online at richardcourtney.com.
Nashville Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM has been your home for sports for 20 years. From typewriters to Twitter, fax machines to Facebook, we have you covered 24/7 and on the go. Finding us online is as easy as @Nash Sports Radio, Twitter @Nash Sports Radio, SoundCloud @Nash Sports Radio, Facebook @Nash Sports Radio, or search your app store for WNSR. 20 years of sports, anytime, anywhere. From Nashville Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM. The show that makes the average person say, hey, I can do that. The Afternoon Stretch.
You may be able to do it, but you won't do it as good. Just know that. Whoever you are out there, you're not coming close. You can do it. You're not looking like this. John Burton tries to, every day, do what we do. Not coming close.
Not at this level.
Not at this level. You can't sit on the same chair. It's a different kind of chair.
Yeah.
It's a much higher chair.
A high chair, some might say.
Yeah, it has. He's got to, that's part of Greg Polk's contract. Help lift him up into the chair.
Yeah.
I can't confirm nor deny that claim.
I want you to play this for them tomorrow.
Okay.
I want you to do that. I
I'll
want
clip
him
this.
to hear that.
Devlin, if you don't mind to clip this for me, I'll play it.
Clip that out.
No problem, guys.
I want that. I want that. I want all the smoke.
Okay.
That's what I want from him. I actually, I got to say this. I kind of miss John Burton. I hadn't seen him in a little bit. It's been a little bit for me. I would see him a lot in the Titans press box. Didn't, obviously, Titans could not help us all out and win a couple games. But, yeah, I haven't seen him in a little bit, so I miss him a little bit. How's the show going? People still listening?
People still listen, as far as I know. We have a few callers, Clay being one of them, pretty much every day. But, yep, show's going okay. Had Jerry Stackhouse actually on today for first time in his, I believe, radio history on WNSR. So
I can't, yeah. That's a get right there. I don't know what Greg Pogue had to sell or what he had to bring in, who he had to schmooze, but good job for him.
Yeah, I think Jerry might be getting a free room at the Omni. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. That's what's happening there. Hey, all right. Let's get into our NFL picks. games left in the NFL season.
Yep.
So sad. So sad. And then we get to watch. What is the XFL starts like February, right?
I think week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's the week after. We're going to watch XFL for a little bit. Snooze fest, am I right?
Man, having allegiance to a spring league is like the cringiest thing someone can do. I'm just under contract by Fox. I'm trying to be a good employee, you know?
Yeah.
But at any moment, they can tell me to kick rocks. So.
And then, please, XFL.
Well, I would go probably to the DC team.
Oh, yeah. Then I'll enjoy the XFL again.
That'd be cool. I get to skip training camp, though. That'd be really cool.
Just right into the season. That would be good. Yeah. You'd be able to do that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would. Do you really feel like you need training camp?
No. At my grown age, no.
I mean, how many of those USFL players really need it, too, you know?
A lot of them. Well, a few.
You think so?
Yeah, there's levels to the levels to the levels. There's levels in the NFL, and there's even levels in our league. Nothing changes, man. There's always a hierarchy.
Well, so with that being said, we have to get to our picks. The stage is very much set here, Devlin. How are you feeling coming into today?
Very confident.
Oh, baby.
Very confident.
So are you guys tied or within one?
So as it sits, Devlin had a good week last week. Really pisses me off. He went 3-1 last week because, of course, now we're picking off spreads.
Yeah.
He went 3-1. I went 2-2. You went 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
I am at 160-20. Devlin is at 160-20, and you are at 150-130. So you're out of it, but doesn't mean you can't have a great week. And who knows what we might do for the Super Bowl? There could be. We might just go through a litany of like the colors of Gatorades and all those kind of things and make those picks for the Super Bowl just to really narrow it down, you know. But as it sits right now, me and Devlin are going into a dead heat here. And it's one of us is going to be a winner, and I really hate to do this. Enjoy second place, Devlin.
All right, hey, I like the challenge. I'm here. I made it this far. I had a lot of good weeks. I climbed my way back, and I'm feeling great. I'm the one who's on fire. You guys are not. I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm him.
Bruno didn't need to catch a stray.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
fired up.
He's not doing it. It was me over here, but you're just out here shooting at Bruno for no reason right now.
Bruno had a big underdog week. I think that was a couple weeks ago where he just picked every single underdog, hoping to climb back up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got to win or die by the sword. That's really what it kind of feels like. All right, let's go ahead and just jump into this one. Let's go ahead and jump into it. It all kicks off. 49ers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, 3 o'clock Sunday. I believe that one will be on Fox. You get the 49ers coming in as the underdog on the road. 2.5 point is the spread, and a 46.5 over under. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the Brock Purdy train ends here. The Eagles are too good in too many places. We don't even really talk about their defense too much, and everyone's talking about the Niners' defense like the Eagles. The Eagles have played against some pretty good defenses this season. I think it's going to be an under game, like Zach explained yesterday on the show. I think it could be close, but the Eagles do still cover, and the Brock Purdy train ends here at a very, very, very good run. The Niners do have a lot of weapons with CMC, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, but I think this is just the Eagles are kind of like the team of destiny out of the NFC. They're the one that make the most sense, and if you're going to pick anyone safe, I think it has to be the Eagles.
So you're picking the spread of the Eagles too?
Yes.
2.5?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you're going to pick the Eagles, might as well just go ahead and take the Eagles money line. For anybody out there betting. All right, so Bruno is on the Eagles. Devlin, you have no idea how much I'm waiting to hear what this pick is.
I'm taking the Birds in this one. I mean, I like Brock Purdy. I believe in the Niners, but at the end of the day, I think this is the best defense Brock Purdy's played in his time in San Francisco starting. I think the Eagles are the second best defense in the NFL just behind the Niners. I think the Eagles' offense is just overall much better than the Niners. That might be a lot to say. I'm seeing a lot of players not practicing for the Niners as well. I don't know what that means. I'm sure they'll all play, but are they banged up? I don't know. I like the Eagles in this one. I'm nervous about it, but I'll take 2.5.
See, this is a problem. There's been one. Do you know, Bruno? Do you You should know this. What's the consistent of these picks with us?
If we all go in, it's going to lose.
It's going to lose. I thought he was going to say San Francisco because he's believed in the Brock
So who's
Purdy.
in the lead again? Or are you guys tied?
We're tied.
Oh.
And I'm wanting to take the Birds. I'm wanting to go
Well,
Eagles
and you know he's going to go Cincinnati, so maybe you tie us all here with a win or a loss and make your money in the AFC Championship.
Maybe. I'm going to stick with Philadelphia because it just kind of makes sense, man. It really makes sense. They have, and I think it's even unfair to say this. I mean, Jalen Hurts has been good. He's played more games, obviously, than Brock Purdy. But he also hasn't been to this stage yet. He hasn't been there. He's been to the biggest stage that he could have got to, which is college. He's done it there, and he faltered in the biggest game. Tua comes out and saves it all. So I can definitely see a world where Jalen Hurts and the Eagles kind of crumble because it just feels like they're a house of cards. I don't know why. It feels like there's some real
That's because
animosity.
Nick Sirianni's a coach also. The guy's kind of a dweeb.
It feels like they're just kind of at odds. The team's just like, whatever, we're good at what we do. But you start piecing the whole puzzle together, and you're like, okay, you look at the running game. The running game is fantastic. Miles Sanders has been so good. You have Jalen Hurts been so good on the ground. And then, by the way, you get on the wings, you get A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I mean, it makes sense. It's simply the worst choice and the nightmare for the Tennessee Titans because the nightmare scenario is that you're not in the playoffs after trading A.J. Brown and he goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And what has so far translated to the nightmare season for the Titans seems like it's going to keep trend, and the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go to the Super Bowl with A.J. Brown.
Yep.
So I'm going to take the
And there's
Philly
a chance
Eagles.
he wins MVP.
A huge chance. You're telling me A.J. Brown doesn't just annihilate
Eli Apple?
Yeah, but he would love to. He would love to. Every wide receiver, it'd be like the spirit bomb for Goku. Every NFL wide receiver would just come as one to give them his power for that day to just
clown this guy and get NFL MVP on him. Yep.
Yes. You see Eli Apple switching off to go to Devontae Smith, and just A.J. Brown runs over there and gets right in Devontae Smith's spot. That kind of stuff. That's what would want to happen. I'm going to take the Eagles. 2.5. If you're going to put the money down on them, just put the money line on them.
Mm-hmm.
Fair? Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Next one up. By the way, San Francisco's winning now because we're all three. That's what my point earlier was. We're all three taking the Eagles. We miss. I'm telling you, it is a crazy number for us every time we pick all three of us going on a team. We are definitely in the negatives.
I feel like that's majority of the time on Thursdays, though.
Well, yeah, it's Thursday today. What does that matter?
No, I mean on Thursday Night Football. We always pick the same team on Thursday Night Football. And it
I
always
see what
loses.
you're saying. Yes, that one is included. That one is included. I think actually I won some good weeks because I was like, yeah, I agree with all of y'all, so I'm going the opposite way just to make sure I'm right. So we'll see. Cincinnati taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. This spread has moved every which way. It's not going to change either, I don't think. I think we're going to continue to keep having more movement on the spread.
What is it now again? Sorry.
So, Devlin, you've been following it pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
Where did it start and where is it? I mean, I know where it is now, obviously.
It opened up at Chiefs -3. That was, I believe, the day after. As soon as the FanDuel opened up, it had Chiefs -3. And then there was some news about, Mahomes' ankle, whether he was healthy or not. It moved to Chiefs, I believe, -1. Next day, or that same day, it moves to the Bengals -1. The next day, it moves to Bengals -2.5. The next day, it moves back down to a pick'em, and then now it's currently at Chiefs -1. So I've never seen anything this chaotic in my entire life. I'm shocked seeing it right now. I had no idea it was Chiefs -1.
And you just every day what's changing is Patrick Mahomes saying that my ankle feels okay.
Exactly.
That's all it is. And this week he says, today he comes out and says in the press conference, it's much better than I even expected I would be at this point.
Yeah.
Listen, so they're either lying through their teeth or Patrick Mahomes is fine.
Listen, I've been back and forth with this pick because it really does feel like the Bengals have it, quote unquote, and that's on top of their elite roster with a great running back.
Not Krabs or something, right?
Yeah, but the Chiefs, when they were playing with Patrick against Jacksonville, they made it look so absurdly easy. it scared me. Patrick Mahomes is going to remember what happened last year. Patrick Mahomes is playing like a man possessed, out of his mind. If I had $50 million a year, I wouldn't be playing as hard as Patrick Mahomes is. But he brings it up to another level. And when people talk about the Bengals, they're talking about Joe Burrow and how cool he is and his intent and like his poise. And I get it. That's great. If Patrick Mahomes does what he does the last time these teams face each other in the postseason, and they just don't lay a flub in the second half, Kansas City runs away with it. Kansas City is a cut above the rest. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals go on and win the whole dang thing. They were number one in my power rankings. But the more I see Pat move around, I'm like, okay, Kansas City they're coming back, and they're coming for blood.
Devlin.
Bengals. And I would take them on the money line here. I still can't believe that they're +1. I think this game in general should just be a pick'em. Just do that, FanDuel. Just make it a pick'em. Leave it at that until the game kicks off. I don't know. I just think, like Bruno was saying, there's something about this Bengals team. I think they do end up winning it all. As much as it pains me to say that as a Browns fan, I still got to represent Ohio. So I'm sporting the Bengals here. And, hopefully Mahomes isn't too banged up. I want to see a really, really good game. But I'm going to take the Bengals in this one.
The Bengals haven't had like a crazy impressive scoring game. I guess they've had one game that they got up into the 40s. 42-21 against Carolina. Other than that, though, they are somewhat pedestrian, especially in the playoffs. I mean, you look at the Ravens game, 24-17, and you look at Buffalo, 27-10. Obviously good wins, but it wasn't something that they just dominated the other side of the field. And Joe Burrow is the dominant one, right? And last year, you look at the Chiefs and Bengals AFC Championship, like you were talking about, Bruno. The Chiefs dominated the first half, and then just something happened. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just they just were like, yeah, this is fine. Peyton Manning said that halftime adjustments are fake.
That is true.
So I don't know what it was that happened. I don't know what would have happened to that game. Something magical is what it took for the Bengals last year to beat the Chiefs in fantastic fashion. And something like that happened to the Chiefs the year they won the Super Bowl against the Texans with Deshaun Watson. They had to have a fantastic second half to beat that team to go on to win in 2019. With that all said, Magic's dead. Magic's not real. The magician on the street, he doesn't do anything different. He's fake. He's a fraud. And I think Joe Burrow throwing the ball with his eyes closed and spinning around in front of the camera, and LSU was like, that's Joey Burrow with an X in his name. No. It's over. He's a good quarterback. I don't think he has the elite talent. He screwed it up in the Super Bowl, and I think he's going to screw it up in this. Patrick Mahomes, take one. You know what? I don't care about the 1 point. Take one ankle away from Patrick Mahomes. I still think they win
Travis
this game.
Kelce's just going to simply have 150 yards.
He's going to destroy. He's going to destroy. He's going to have 42 receptions for 1,050 yards and 12 touchdowns. That's what Travis Kelce is going to have. Take the over whatever prop for Travis Kelce. He's going to destroy. The Chiefs are you kidding me? Bruno, picture this. You lost to Tennessee when you were up 25-0 at halftime. And you lost to Tennessee, and the next year you're playing them.
Oh, I know.
How locked in would you be?
That's why the Bengals were my number one on the power rankings. But for this specific matchup, I can't not go Chiefs. I think they're out for blood.
Dead. Sorry, Ohio. Sorry, you're going to experience another bad night. At least you're used to it at this point. Yeah. Chiefs are going to win this one. They're going to cover the one. I got Kansas City, and I hope this is where I take a lead over Devlin in this one going forward. So there you go. Devlin, did you like my answer on that one?
I think the Bengals
Joey
are
Burrow
is
going to die in this game.
They're going to have a great win in Burrowhead. That's what I'll say.
Burrowhead.
Yeah. I saw that, by the way. What did they do that for? You talk about just giving somebody
poking the bear.
Yeah,
that's Alabama. You're next times 10.
Nick Sirianni saying like, I will dig all the way through the internet to find anything to motivate my guys. You just gave Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce the ultimate whiteboard material. Burrowhead. I will say, what is he? Is he 3-0 against Mahomes?
He is.
Can't go 4-0. Just can't have it. Universe won't allow it. Won't allow it. Can't have it.
That was a good one.
So, Chiefs. Yeah, Chiefs by 1 million in this one. But, yeah, Joey Burrow's good. He's a good quarterback. It's just this game is already, like, the Egyptians played this game, thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah, it happened in the pyramids, so we couldn't record it.
Exactly. Like this, it's already set. Destiny is going to be answered all the same. So we got to take a break. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. Final segment coming up. Of course, we're here live at T-Line 106 Duluth Avenue. People starting to show up, hanging out, getting the curling on, going in there, getting classes ready, getting some good food. Bruno's got his pizza ordered already. I mean, the food is amazing out here. If you haven't had the buffalo chicken sandwich yet, it is delectable. It is undeniable. It is something you got to try. Come out here. That is my personal stamp guarantee. 106 Duluth Avenue here in Nashville. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Still some traffic volume making its way 440 eastbound at Nolensville Pike, trying to get onto 24. 24 is busy as you make your way eastbound at past the Hickory Hollow Parkway area. We had some flashing lights out there a couple of minutes ago that just added to that slowdown. It's already very heavy on 24 as you head out towards Murfreesboro. Nash Painting Services all in Middle Tennessee. Check them out online.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, "I'm bundling with Geico," or "Stop spying on me with those binoculars." If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Golfers, tee it up this Thursday through Sunday at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the Callaway Fitting event and be the first to score the new Paradigm woods and irons. The woods are engineered with forged carbon to maximize distance and forgiveness. The irons feature a forged face for increased launch speed and spin. A new paradigm in performance. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and reserve your free custom fitting experience happening this Thursday through Sunday. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
5-state forecast.
Your exclusive National Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For this afternoon, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 40. Partly cloudy tonight, low 26. Sunshine Friday, high 52. Saturday, mostly sunny, high 58. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Call now, 615-844-5600 with any criticism of the afternoon stretch. Don't worry, they're not smart enough to understand.
Here live at T-Line. We just put in our orders. Bruno got the pepperoni pizza. Never misses.
No, that's why I got it, because I've always been a safe boy. I guess I always take the path of least resistance.
You're the Steph Curry of radio.
Holy. Wow. Thanks, Zach. I'm all into it.
Yeah. I got the buffalo chicken sandwich with cheddar.
Oh, you didn't get that. Oh, you got the. Okay, never mind. That was for someone else.
Yeah. And then I got also.
Because I was going to tell you, those slap. Veggie burgers are not to be played with.
They have a black bean burger here, and
They're
the wife
really
wants
good.
a black bean burger. So
My sister's a vegan, so I've tried a lot of these like alternative option foods, and I've never had one that I didn't like. It's insane. So the vegans are onto something.
what did Pogue talk about today on their show?
Not vegan, by the way.
Yeah, towards the.
I think they can say that about all of us, Bruno.
At the end of the show today, kind of pitchers and catchers reporting here very soon. So some Brewers talk towards the end, as Greg usually does.
He annoys me with his Brewers talk.
How
Does he
come?
annoy you?
I mean, I
Be
kind of
honest. You have to see him every day. But
I just tune out pretty much all baseball talk. Not a huge baseball guy.
I see him on Facebook.
Hey, you and everyone.
Right.
Who cares?
I see him on there, and he's always talking about Hank Aaron, Henry Aaron, how, majority of the home runs came when they were the Milwaukee Braves. Of course, they go on to be the Atlanta Braves, as you know. I think it's so – you can't do that. You don't get to. Just because they were in the city of Milwaukee. Because the Brewers – like, let's trace the history. This is the Houston Texans argument for the Titans, right? Houston says we're the Houston Oilers, so we should have the Houston Oilers colors, right? Mm-hmm. They were the Titans, though, that get to use those colors because the teams picked up and moved to a new area. It wasn't the city that indoctrinated them or anything. Because do you know, where did the Brewers come from? Do you know where they came from?
Seattle.
Seattle Pilots.
Yes.
That was the team. They played 1 year, and then they left. And they went to where? Milwaukee, and became the Brewers.
Ugh.
So that's the same thing. You don't get to claim.
What's a brewer?
It's like a beer maker.
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens, they don't get to claim Peyton Manning.
Exactly. So watching him post on his Facebook, and he has fun on his Facebook. I watch it. He was talking about hot sauces the other day, and he started getting on to me about how I said he put 4 options, and then he had Tabasco on there. And I said, Tabasco's the only real hot sauce. All the rest of them are just vinegar and salt. And he got mad at that. And he was like, Tabasco is made of vinegar and salt. And I was like, no, it's not. I don't care what the directions say. It's made of magic and love. That's what it's made of.
It's like when you see mayonnaise like being made, and you're like, that's not how that is.
It's not just eggs and oil.
Yeah,
you can't just do that. You don't get to take these two very different things and create that.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that. So, but yeah, I see him on there complaining. He's always saying, Henry Aaron, the Milwaukee legend. He played in Milwaukee, but he's a Brave. He is an Atlanta Brave, and that is what he's associated forever. Just like the Tennessee Titans get to associate themselves with the I love you Bud Blues, and they get to have that baby powder blue all over.
Wasn't Warren Moon with the Oilers, right?
Yes.
And we never
greatest quarterback in Titans history. Probably.
And we never claim him.
A lot of people forget about him.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I mean, they do.
I mean, I didn't even.
He went on. He was amazing, obviously, as an Oiler. But Seattle, he was on Seattle for a tick. He was on the Chiefs for a tick. He was on a couple different teams for a while, and also Canadian Football League. Yep. He was a monster up there too. So, yeah, Warren Moon is actually like when we start doing the whole like Steve McNair, Vince Young, Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill. It's like Warren Moon's way up here. Yeah. Warren Moon's way up here, and in the Hall of Fame. So, yeah.
Hey, we respect our quarterbacks here at Tennessee, even if they don't work out. Can't say the same for some other franchises. Dallas.
Oh, they're done. They're done with Dakota.
Dakota.
It's so funny.
Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's so funny when people call him Dakota.
Yeah.
So recently, here's a little, kind of quasi-sports news. Him and his girlfriend broke up.
Yeah.
And people were like, finally he catches a W.
Now he's dating a LSU swimmer.
Which
did you know? I didn't even know that.
Let's have a real talk right here.
Uh-oh.
It's 28.
Cancel culture.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I can't imagine being 2 years older and dating someone that's in college because I don't know. I just feel like the lifestyle's so different from like a college person. I feel like 28 in a college person is a little bit of a gap. That's just me though. That's just me.
Well, there's a pretty big gap between me and my fiance. We're 3 or 4
She's
years
in
apart.
high school.
No,
sorry.
Please,
Sorry.
please. She is finishing up her senior year at MTSU, and she's at home doing homework and stuff, and I'm playing Xbox at night. I'm like, man, I do not miss any of that.
Patton is not engaged to a high
yes.
schooler. That was just a crash joke. I can't believe I apologize.
Yes,
Patton.
for any future sponsors I've run with it,
Yeah,
no high schoolers, I promise.
When I was in another league, my buddy was about 25 going on 26, and he started dating a 20-year-old. And it was just interesting, the conversation, because they were in different points in their life. So when I think of Dak at like 28 dating a college swimmer, I'm just like, man, how much of this is just kind of like.
How old is the swimmer, though? I don't know.
You
could be
also
older
know,
in
it could
college.
be Stetson Bennett. Yeah, it could be, Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
So,
I mean that is yeah, he could be the Stetson Bennett of college women. It's 28.
Yeah. Hey, what are we talking about again? Oh yeah. Well, anyways, if you're Dak Prescott, and getting real, if you're Dak Prescott, how do you even go back and face the music at because that team did him so dirty with that tweet. And I get it, it's just a tweet. Oh, the millennials, their feelings are hurt. You don't do that to a star quarterback. What the heck?
And that came from above. You don't
well,
put
they say that everything with Dallas runs through Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah.
So he approved that.
Yeah. No, he definitely did.
If not ordered that article to be sent out.
Well, it's too. I mean, you look at the situation like with Dan Quinn today staying with the Cowboys. That's 2 years in a row that Dan Quinn has stayed with the Cowboys. What do you think Jerry Jones is doing with that? How is he keeping him? He's paying him like a head coach. That's the only way you could ever think about it.
Yeah.
So I just think the Dak experiment for Cowboys is over, and I don't think it's that Dak is bad.
No, I'm a Dak believer.
Yes.
I'm a Dak believer more than anybody at this table. I've won championships with Dak. I've loved with Dak. I've cheered with Dak. I've cried with Dak. I've done it all with Dak Prescott.
You're a Dak lover.
It's over, though.
You ride with Dak.
I do ride
You're a
with
Dak rider.
Titans should be looking at Dak.
That's a real side. I mean, if you ask Titans fans, and this is kind of what you were saying earlier with how like Denver market might be talking about Todd Downing, right?
In positive light, we're like, what are these people talking about?
Like if you asked every team outside of like 4 teams maybe that have their quarterback right now, they're in the playoffs currently. If they could get Dak or their quarterback, they'd pick Dak every time. Mm-hmm. Ryan Tannehill over Dak Prescott, absolutely. So flip that around. Did I say that backwards? Dak Prescott over Ryan Tannehill is what I meant to say. But all the same, I think that he just needs another team.
Yeah,
there's a lot of pressure being that quarterback too.
Yeah, there is. I think a change of pace would be good for him, but also it really does seem like he has taken the beginning steps towards being washed. So if he goes somewhere else and it doesn't work out, like quite literally year one, you get out of that league quick, man.
Yeah.
And the contract doesn't help either. If he's on his rookie deal, it probably is lessened a little bit better.
Yeah, what is his contract currently right now? Because I know he's
he's
signed,
top 5.
Yeah, it's insane how much money this guy is making right now.
Something like that.
He's making a ton of money, and that's the other side with it.
Hey, yeah, he deserves a criticism a little bit too. You don't
40,
do that.
40 a year, yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that to your starting quarterback. But at the same time, he's making $40 million a year and leading the NFL in interceptions when you miss like 4 games or whatever. Like it's just not. Yeah, you're right. It's also not a good look. So I'm not sure. He's just trying too much. He's trying too hard. I think the pressure did get to him. He's throwing ball. It's not like he's a bad quarterback, but he's throwing into these exceptionally tight windows, and yeah, they're going to get picked off every now and then.
And they took away talent from him this year. Like
Amari Cooper?
Yeah. Amari Cooper is a great wide receiver, and they lost him. They don't have him anymore. And
CeeDee Lamb, is he really wide receiver 1 potentially?
There's a lot of people questioning that now. I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's good. I think the wide receiver 1, like you see guys like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Is CeeDee Lamb up there with them? I don't think so, but he's the tier below it, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So it's just the Cowboys, it's just being that America's team, and you get so much pressure put on it. It's just tough. His early years when he was with Dallas, he was amazing. And it just seems like he's regressed because of how good he really was then. But there's a reason why he's making $40 million a year as well. He'll be their quarterback next year. But I bet trade offers will be heard.
Yes, they will be.
You know, when we talk about everybody's able to get traded, there's going to be a trade offer.
And when it comes to quarterback rankings, he might not make the top half at the
Yeah.
beginning of next year in a lot of people's lists. So,
Yeah, I would go top 10 still.
all I'm
But
saying
at
is,
10.
imagine the Dallas Star and Derek Carr together.
Could be worse.
He could not
It
handle
could be
that.
worse.
He could not be able to
His
handle
brothers couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
They'd unblock you and then reblock you again out of the pressure. All right, we're done today. Had fun out here at T-Line 106 Duluth Avenue. Remember, if nobody's told you, I love you and you matter. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Friday, the weekend. It's almost here on Nashville Sports Radio.